I stayed up until 3:30 last night finishing this book, A Flicker in the Dark by Stacy Willingham. Excellent book. 5 out of 5 I gave it. It was about this girl that her father was convicted 20 years ago of murdering 6 girls, and now it's the 20th anniversary, and girls are disappearing again, but they're girls that are not related to her, but they're in her life at some point, somehow, and so the murders are continuing, and how she solves the mystery. I solved it. Although I have to tell you that at the end it got really, really interesting. That's what made me stay up so late to reading it and not going to bed. That I kept thinking I was doubting myself. I really was. I was doubting myself. So I kind of figured it out. But it's very good. I would recommend it. A Flicker in the Dark. So today we're going to start reading. It's not even summer. It's summer reading. 28 Summers by Ellen Hildebrand. When Mallory Blessing's son Link receives her deathbed instructions to call a number on a slip of paper in a desk drawer, he certainly does not expect Jake McLeod to answer. It's the spring of 2020, and Jake's wife, Ursula, is the front runner in the upcoming presidential election. Link is sure there's been a mistake. How do Mallory and Jack know each other? And it's flashback to the sweet summer of 1993. I'm not going to read the rest because it's a lot. But that's the one. That's the book I'm going to read. And it is, so I always gotta look. Those are the acknowledgement pages. Boy, she's got a lot of acknowledgement. Oh, this is a big book, 420 pages. That's going to take me a little bit. What was fascinating about this, I never read the acknowledgments at the end. For some reason, I read the acknowledgments. I was up anyhow. It was her very first book she's ever written. Very first book she's ever written. So, and I thought, that's really good. She's in the process of writing another book now called... Oh, she just said she's currently working on her second novel. I'm just definitely going to look for her second novel. So Stacy Willingham, I'm going to have to remember that name. I'm going to have to write it down so I don't forget it, because it was a very good book. For a first time effort to get a 5 out of 5 from me, that's pretty good. Okay, now we are going to be leaving because I'm going to be bringing Mary to the hospital. I'm just going to be dropping her and Don off. She was going to go yesterday when it was a nicer day, but it's raining today, so she didn't want to push the wheelchair over there. So I'm going to go pick her up and drop her off, and then she'll call me when she's done, and I'll go pick them up and bring them back home. So I don't feel like sitting in the emergency room all day. So the next time you see me, we'll be in the car, and I'll be doing my birthday songs. Well, we had a blooper there for the beginning because I didn't have my microphone on. But today is Sunday, October 13th, and we are on our way to bring Mary, drop her off at the emergency room at the hospital. But in the meantime, we have birthdays. Today is Barbara Pask, P-A-S-K. So Barbara, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Barbara. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. It's also Nina's birthday, and Nina's channel is Billy Norris. So Nina, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Nina. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Cindy Pope, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Cindy. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Laura Newcomb, I have them all written down because there's so many. Laura, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Laura. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Pamela Rentschler, R-E-N-T-S-C-H-L-E-R. Pamela, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Pamela. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. And last, but certainly not least, is Tanya Guest. Tanya, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tanya. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Well, I hope all of you have a great birthday today. I'm thinking that just from the way I have so many birthdays, that September, October, and November are the prime months for babies to be born. I'd have to look that statistic up, but I'm just going by how many birthdays I've been singing to lately. The winter months seem to draw our parents closer together in the night. So, like I said, Mary woke up she went and had that procedure that I brought her to, was it 2 weeks ago now, that I brought her to, and she had some kind of reaction. They think maybe to the tape they had on her legs or something. I don't know. But they started swelling. It looked really bad. And I kept telling her, go to the doctors, go to the doctors. So she went to the doctors, and they determined that it was probably an allergic reaction to something. So they gave her some medicine, and they gave her some cream to put on her legs. But then over the weekend, it got way worse. And I kept telling her, you need to go back to the doctors or you need to go to the hospital. I'll be fine, I'll be fine. And then she called me yesterday and she said it was seeping. And I said, that's not good. You're going to get an infection. You need to go. So that I told you yesterday that Don was going to walk her over. And I waited and waited all day for her. And then she finally called and says, no, I decided not to go. So then she called me this morning and she says, I need to go. And I says, okay, I'll come. She said, no, but I need an hour. I want to take my shower and shave and everything just in case they keep me. I said, I completely understand. So I just called and Don says, she should be ready by the time you get here. And I said, okay. So that's where we're on our way to go get married. Bring her and Don over to the hospital. Drop them off. And then Christy probably will just pick her up when it's time to go home. Christy's not home right now. She babysat her sister-in-law's dog. And she's bringing the dog home this morning. They live on the other side of town, about an hour and a half away. So she'll probably bring her home when it's time for her to go home. I don't think they're going to admit her, but you never know. And if they do admit her, Don will just walk home. It's that close. But obviously, if she gets released, she'll need a ride. She's not going to walk that far, especially in the rain. Don wouldn't have a problem. Don is a fast walker. I'll give him that. He's 70 years old, and I'm thinking he walks like he's 20. I've never seen anybody that can walk as fast as him. I can only imagine if he ran. Jeez, oh Pete. But, and then I talked to Sophia. She had a really good time. They went to the Olive Garden for dinner beforehand. And then they went to the dance, and she said they had a good time. Okay, buddy. I don't like when people walk out in traffic thinking you're going to stop for them like they're... Anyway, but she said she had a good time. And I think I'll stop for this light, even though I know I could have made it. Yeah, I could have made it. Oh, well. It's not like I'm in a big rush. Like I gave you my book review at the beginning, that really was one of the better books that I've read all summer. It was a really, really good book. I really enjoyed it. So much so that I stayed up till almost 3:30 reading it. So the cartoon at the end kind of, I thought was appropriate for the way I felt this morning, because I really was in no big major hurry to get out of the bed. And then I got out of the bed and just got out of the shower when Mary called me. Our Lions play today at 4:30. I will watch them. I like watching the Lions. I'm not a big baseball fan. Like I said yesterday, congratulations to Edie and her Guardians, and so now I'm rooting for them, just to let everybody know that the Midwest knows how to support their teams, no matter who they are. So we're going to support the Guardians. I don't know. See, I don't follow baseball, so I don't know who they're playing. I know they got to play one more team to win the pennant. I think it's Kansas City, but I'm not positive, so don't quote me on it. I'm not 100% sure on that. But then when I get home, we don't have a Zoom call today because today is Canada's Happy Thanksgiving is their Thanksgiving this weekend. So tomorrow. So I wanted to wish everybody in Canada a happy Thanksgiving. My cousin Lynn is at her cabin. I think she's at her cabin. And it's just going to be the three of them, and they're going to have their turkey. And then on Thanksgiving, she has a Yanksgiving, and so she'll have another turkey in November. And then I probably will go to Jimmy's house for Thanksgiving, because Danny usually goes to Brooke's parents, and Christy usually goes to Aaron's sister. So we'll probably do that. I don't know where... Denise and Mary will probably just have their own Thanksgiving at home. Mike usually goes to the Lions game. They play on Thanksgiving. So when he gets home, he goes to his sister-in-law's and has leftovers. But I woke up with a really good frame of mind. I'm going to really follow my advice from yesterday and don't let that window of opportunity close up on me and get back. It's easy enough to tell everybody else how to do it, but sometimes you just got to remind yourself that you've been saying this for a long time, then why haven't you been following through? So I have to start following through. That's my plan. I'm going to probably just have a sandwich for dinner tonight. I have to go to Kroger's to get some milk after I drop Mary off. Then I got to go to the bank to get some money because Sophia's going to come cut the grass this week if it ever stops raining. I'm hoping it won't rain on Tuesday because that's Sebastian's football game, and I am a fair weather fan. I'm not going to go unless the weather is fair. So I won't be sitting in the rain. I know I could have an umbrella up or something, but nah, I'm not that devout of a fan, I guess. And then Wednesday I have a mammogram, and then Friday I'm going back to the dermatologist for my follow-up appointment. My wart is still on my hand with no sign of it disappearing, although the little thing they tagged on my neck is gone, and the thing on this side of my face is gone. This thing I got to have him look at again, take a second look at. He gave me some cream for my rosacea, and I really think it seems to be working because I don't think my rosacea is so bad. What do you think? I think it's looking pretty good. I have to bring my car in because I told you I have something wrong with my air conditioning. So they have a vent on so it goes right to the air conditioner. And so that when the weather got colder, I'm supposed to go back so they can switch it over to the heat. The part they don't make anymore. I know I could look in a junkyard and that, but even when I went to the Ford dealership, it was astronomical, the price of it. So I don't really have heat in my car that much, but I need a defroster, especially in the winter. So I'm going to have to make an appointment. They're not going to charge me for that. We're just going to have to, switch it over. Oh, a dead raccoon. And then we did turn the heat on this morning because it woke up. It's raining, it's damp, it's cold, and it's 42 degrees. We tried to keep it off the longest that we possibly can, but since we just got it fixed, what's the point of spending all that money if you're not going to run your heat? So we have the heat on. Okay, buddy, pick a lane, pick a lane. I like when people straddle two lanes. A truck, no less, straddles two lanes. So, yeah, feeling pretty good today. Feeling very optimistic. I'm thinking that Mary's thing, I don't think they'll admit Mary. I'd be surprised if they admit her. I think they're just going to probably give her some IV fluids or something. I don't know. Not a doctor. Although I play one on TV. That's a famous line we say in my family. I finished my binge watching of Hacks on Max. I did like that show. What else did I watch? I'm going to watch Disclaimer on Apple this afternoon. I like when they drop them all and I can watch them all at one time. Like I waited till Hacks had 4 seasons, or 3 seasons. I think it was 3 seasons. Whatever it was, and then I binge watched them. And I like those kind of. They kind of get spoiled when they don't do that. So, all right, now we're just like a rambling them on. So I am going to end it now. Like I said, I don't read as much in the fall and winter as much as I do in the summer, but I am going to try to at least read one book a week, so that I'm not just. Well, I'm still going to be sitting. But at least I won't be sitting watching TV. I'll be like keeping my mind sharp. I think your mind gets sharper when you're reading. And I don't always read murder things. I do like reading documentaries and things like that. So if anybody has any suggestions of a good documentary book to read, or history book, I like reading history. History was one of my better subjects when I went to school. I loved history. And I'm just sad that they don't teach so many subjects nowadays. When I went to school, you learned geography, which I don't remember them seeing with my grandkids, ever seeing them do geography. Remember, you used to get I know I told you I wasn't going to talk anymore, but look at me, I'm babbling on. But I remember in geography, you used to get the mimeograph, Jim's favorite line, mimeograph, pieces of paper, and you'd hold them up to your face, and you'd smell the mimeograph, the ink, you'd get high on the ink, and then you'd get out your little box of crayons, because we didn't have markers back then, we had crayons. And if you had the 16 count, let alone, I don't even know when I was growing up, if they had a 64. I think the most they had was a 32, if that. But anyway, you'd get them out and you'd color all the different countries different colors, and you'd color the lakes different color, like a little different color blue than the oceans, and you'd color all that, and then you'd turn them in, and you'd know where the countries were.
Um, I don't think they teach geography anymore. They don't teach handwriting, which I don't understand. So no cursive. We had handwriting classes. We had spelling classes, and I think the only time you have spelling classes nowadays is just like in the first and second grade. I remember having them all the way up until sixth or seventh grade, learning bigger words, but having spelling classes. Um, Civics. I don't think the people nowadays realize how the government truly, truly works, because I don't think they teach civics anymore. I don't think they teach social studies anymore, because that was another subject we had, was social studies. And unfortunately, I remember when I went to school, we had art class twice a week, and we had music twice a week. And then one day a week we had what was called auditorium, which was more or less just learning how to speak in public. We used to do plays or do speeches, debate. I don't think, those kind of things. I don't think they do that anymore. We had gym every single day of the week. So you couldn't, we had our overweight kids, but I don't think we really had fat kids. I could be wrong, but I don't remember. For the most part, we were always outside doing something. But nowadays, with all the money kickbacks, or not kickbacks, but they don't spend as much money on education like they used to. So it's kind of sad. But I don't know. I know for English, one day a week we went to the library and got a book and checked it out. We always read a book a week that we had to read. Well, maybe not a week, maybe in 2 weeks. We always had to do a book report. I remember that, doing book reports. I don't know. It was just so much different. And I know that my mother probably thought things were so much different when she went to school, and my kids are going to think things are so much different when their kids are going to school. But I think that when I was a child, you were allowed to be a child. Nowadays, they're just so grown up so fast. They got their phones when they're like 9 and 10 years old, and they got to know where they are every minute of the day. If my mother knew where I was half the time, she would have had a stroke. It's just, and you know what? I survived. I survived. So, anyway. Okay, enough about the good old days. Maybe what's so good about some of the good old days? But in my mind, some of the good old days were really kind of good. They really were. But, all right, that's going to do it now. Like, comment, subscribe, and share, and let's talk again tomorrow.